Alright guys, good day. Back at it again. Hope you guys support the channel. Subscribe to the channel, right? Because it's a journey and it's something we all are going to we have to go through if we are serious about trading. Alright, so this my primary strategy is it's pretty much a breakout strategy as I've stated. Right? And currently, I'm looking for the candlestick is pretty much basically forming at this point in time. The wick, that's what I think is forming right here, and we're looking for this thing to come back down to our points of resistance here. Ultimately, it's moving in a channel, as I said before, and high possibility that it will break out, come down to this another point of resistance down the bottom, which I've drawn before. But bearing that in mind, we can keep things ticking over because I mean, if you add a little, I mean, you'll still get to your target, right? Rather than well, it's important if you catch the big one, the big wave. But if you catch the little waves as well, then that's good. So one of the things as we expand or improve our skill set, we have to look at is we have to know the basic reversing trends, right? It's pretty much three of them, three basic ones and six in all. So we have the head and shoulders. We also have the I think it's a double top. And we have the wedge pattern. With the wedge, you have the rising wedge, falling wedge. I mean, these are stuff that you can research. I mean, not getting into that. You have the head and shoulder. Basically, looks like a head and shoulder if you visualize it. And then we have the double top, which looks like an M. And then I don't know if it's the inverse double top they call it. It looks like a W. So you can basically call it like an M and a W. And these are things that you can pretty much trade reliably on, right, in the market as time goes on. It's important to know these as well, because then you'll be able to identify where with a high probability of certainty where the market is intending as well. Scalpers, as persons who just jump in and out as well. I mean, these are stuff that they must know. It's basic stuff that you must know, right? So as I said before, it's for the double top, this is one right here, right? So as I said, the double top is like an M, the reverse double top, or the inverse double top is a W, right? And if you visualize that, the W, M. Alright, so here, and the M is not always perfect, right? So we would have had our M right here. And if you're trading this pattern, then you would trade the last movement right here, right? So you would have the ADX indicator would have told you to get in at about this time, but if you pair it with which is what we're doing this style, pair it with the alligator, then more than likely, there's a little bit of delay, so it helps you in getting about at this point. Alright, so you're expecting for this thing to come down a little bit more. Alright, so those are stuff that it's important that we know. So as I said before, we're looking at the double top would be, see if I can get this thing going. Oh, okay. Right, the double top would be here like this. This is what your double top is looking like, right? And if you remember, if it's a reverse double top, it would be this, right? If your head and shoulders, pretty much like a head and a shoulder, be like that, go up, that, and we keep in mind that it's not always perfect in terms of the shape, right? You see inverse head and shoulders, you call it like that, down, up. It's like a literal head and a shoulder, right? And then we have our rising wedge patterns, right? Rising wedge, and then we would have our falling wedge pattern here, right? So we would put our lines of resistance like that, that. And these are basically reversal indicators, right? So pretty much I would, so if we're trading, you're trading the patterns, you trade here, right? So you always try to make sure you recognize a pattern, know what you're doing, don't just jump in a trade. So pretty much you wouldn't want to just jump in here, you don't know what the market is doing, right? So if you're trading the double tops or the inverse double top or the W, I just make it pretty simple, you call it the M and the W. You trade here and you trade here. That's the last retracement, right? Head and shoulders, good to trace right here. Same thing, inverse head and shoulder right here. Alright, wedge pattern, increasing wedge pattern. You trade here because the breakout most likely is going to be here, so you trade the breakout going this side. Alright, you trade the breakout going this side. For the decreasing wedge pattern, alright, remember it's reversal, so you trade going up here. Alright, so for the M and the W, last retracement here, head and shoulder here, right? Again, what I'm saying, that's in the, I think on the 5 minute, that's what you do. But obviously, if you're like on the 1 hour daily chart or wherever, then you'll be getting in on this would be a big movement, so you would not just try to change here. But on the 5 minute chart where things are moving pretty quickly, right, you probably most likely would just change, trade the last pattern, the last retracement. Alright, so as we improve our skill, this is something that we have to get in the bank. Right, we have to get us, be able to identify patterns. Right, it's part of your skill set. It's very important. So the patterns, so those are basic stuff you're looking at. You're talking about. Make sure you know to work your trend lines. Make sure you make sure you alright, just ignore the penny section as I'm at home, so the little one is interrupting, but nonetheless, right, so we have to be sharp. Alright, so This is a way that, you know, just to keep things ticking over, you can get your stuff done. Obviously, it depends on what your trading style is, right? In terms of how you're gonna approach it. So if you're going to be scalping and doing this on a 5-minute chart or 1 minute, whichever, I mean, those things are important, right? Because you're looking at small movements, picking up pips in small movements, right, and making use of it. So as I said before, what we're looking at right here, this would have been an M. We would have entered the trade based on a confirmation of the ADX line and the alligator. So you would enter. Alright. So I mean, that's it for the day. But again, I'm holding to my you know, what I would say I'm going to do. Alright, so we're just gonna trade the heavy breakout, the breakouts, and then we'll see how it adds up. Alright, so peace out, and remember, subscribe to the channel, you know, give the support, and let's take this journey together. Alright, thank you.